This Chad back with the mental seat. Man, there's gonna be a lot of distractions in many environments. You know how this want your attention. These people want your attention. These circumstances drawing your attention. But those things are not urgent and in need of your attention at the present or in the near future, then just focus on what you gotta do. You focus on what you gotta do, and everything that's a part of what you gotta do to better your life. You ain't got much time for distractions. No matter how well they're packaged. Sometimes our packages, our distractions are packaged as pleasure. It may be packaged as fun, but it's still distractions if they're not aligned with what it is you want in all aspects. You know, at times you could do things that may seem like they're distractions, but it was exactly where you were supposed to be. Ended up being a good thing. Be purpose, have purpose in all that you do. Take your time to prepare for what it is that you seek to gain or accomplish. For example, I'm preparing to be an investor, business owner, as well as a doctor. I don't know, when I say those things, they seem like they conflict with one another. Being a doctor and a business owner. And I know doctors can own their own practice, but my focus will be real estate. And yet, I will practice, so I don't know, but either way, all of the things I'm learning are about being a leader, being a communicator, being a better speaker, being a great businessman, dealing with people in an ethical manner, being patient enough to listen and understand in order to approach things in a proper way. listening to great speakers, learning from great businessmen, paying attention to the business deals that are going on, paying attention to the real estate transactions that are happening, paying attention to the laws that apply to business and real estate, paying attention to the legislators that support and or oppose those laws. There are many aspects of it, as well as the ethics that go along with psychology and the breakthroughs that are being made in that field, along with the technology and the breakthroughs in technology that are happening in psychology. Pretty sure many people have heard about the chip implant. That's a cross section of psychology and artificial intelligence. The technology and psychology, as well as health. So, even though I don't see the point in getting the chip, it may very well be a prominent thing. I don't think most people have learned how to use their natural brain well enough to get something implanted into it that involves more health risks, thinking ability, self-control. Because regardless of what strides they make in the field, it's still you who has to be responsible and accountable for all that's done in use of the chip. So you never get away from accountability, whether you're the leader or the follower. If you're a follower, you're still accountable and responsible for choosing whom you will follow and be led by. Everybody say, oh, everybody can't be leaders. Maybe that's true. But you still are responsible and accountable for who you choose to be led by. So, before you point the finger, remember it was your choice to follow whatever person. And everybody make mistakes, so I'm not saying that many things aren't the leader's fault, but there are always a point to what each individual is responsible and accountable for who they choose to follow. Don't be so quick to delegate your life away. And I know it may seem like a big task to constantly be thinking about what you're thinking about and thinking about how you're thinking. You got everything bombarding you with information. You got the kids, children. You're learning information from them as fast as they receive it. You're learning from the women. You're learning from the men. You're learning from YouTube. You're learning from your environment, real life. You're learning from the digital world, the virtual life. You still have to take the time to realize what's applicable to you and your situation and what's not. Eventually learning to what to allow to into your psyche and what not to. That way to keep down some of the information you take in. Which many of it are distractions. So you gotta hone in on what it is you want to focus on. Once you realize that, allow what is possibly beneficial to the path you choose in your life as a whole. And then once you figure out what that information is, then sift through it to see if it's good information, useful information or not. And as you learn new information, you're refining the old information. Whether the information still holds true, or should it be evolved and applied in different ways, in different settings. Or whether you was wrong about allowing that information in. You was wrong about how you thought about a problem. And you have to refine your thinking constantly. And I'd set a goal for every 3 months. Take some time to reflect about all key issues in your life. Decide if they're issues that actually apply to you or not. Your reasoning for thinking that those issues apply to you. Just be constantly updated. It's like, for example, I used to hear a lot of people get scared of being audited by the IRS. And I found out what auditing actually was. It's not a bad thing at all. But people used to say it as if it was a bad thing. It's really just checking. Make sure that you're filing things properly and that they filed everything properly. Because they make mistakes too. But don't be distracted. It's the main thing. Figure out what you want to do it. Get to it. And Texas is something that you will have to learn because you will have to pay them. So try to learn the things that apply to you in the tax system to cut your taxes down. You know, not accounting or anything, but the taxes. I know taxes apply to everybody. So, yeah, just giving you some news that you can use now. So, I love y'all. Y'all be blessed. Man.